Okay, so now let me see if I can go to my YouTube channel, YouTube, and what I am looking for is um, what am I looking? Where would I find it? I'm looking at my YouTube channel, and I'm looking at YouTube Live. Okay, I can see it. Okay, so can you share your screen, please?
Uh, Me?
Yeah, let me shut down the. Yeah. Anyway, um,
What do you want to see particular?
any. I want to see how it screen shares
Okay.
and how much of a delay it takes. So I'm going to shut. So I've shut down my Slack channel. Let me go on mute. No, I can't go on mute. Are you sharing something, Raphael or Oscar?
Uh,
Seems like we're like in 5 different meetings right now. Um,
Okay. Never mind. So, so thank you. I'll test it with Raphael. Okay, Raphael, can you see? Can you share your screen? I don't see anything in the meeting for sharing your screen. Share my screen. Um, okay, so now I'm going to go to YouTube Live. Oh, no, that's not a good thing. I can't see. That's why I need to see your screen. For some reason, I'm not seeing your screen if you're sharing it. So I am going to stop sharing and ask you to see if you can start again.
yeah.
Wait a second, you're very, very faint. Let me see what my. Let me see if I can change the audio level. Mixer. Okay. Say something. Select.
you told me, you told me to join the Slack meeting. Sharing my screen through Slack because I already disconnected.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, no, I meant share your stuff on the other side. Not
Yeah, but
this.
we disconnected that call. I mean, when we joined Slack.
Oh, really? You were still on it. That's weird. That's not a good thing.
Oh,
Okay, so
I
let
don't
me
know.
let me
I'm not.
see. Uh, let me add you back. Can you? You don't have a way of being added back. Let me see. I
If
will,
I'm already,
Rafael.
if I
Rafa.
show already on the participant list, there's
Yeah,
no
you
way
can.
to add it back.
Yeah, that's shitty. Okay, so let me hang up and I'll call you back.
Okay.
Here. Please share your screen.
Hold on. My entire screen.
Okay. Can you, as you move things around the screen, can you tell me what you're doing?
Uh,
Just so
well,
we can see
I,
how quickly it's responding
okay.
while you're just whenever your cursor, just tell me what you're doing, and so I can see how fast it's responding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
highlighting
highlight
this bunch of text. I mean, it's a log that I
Okay.
just full tagger for him to look.
Okay. I just saw all that. I'll tell you when I see what you just did. When you take a next action, when
Okay.
you highlight something.
Select highlighting something else.
something else.
Yeah. Now I see it highlighted.
Scrolling.
Yeah, and scrolling. Yeah, I see it.
Switching screens.
Okay.
Um, the
Okay, I see.
better Electron app.
Yeah, looks great.
Another user that I have open already. Um, my Jira tickets. Scrolling through the tickets and the test cases that I'm going today.
Okay. That all looks good.
Opening up the test case.
Okay, that's great.
April.
Okay, so what's cool about this is that what we can do is anybody can share any sort of video from what they ever want to share. And then the Chrome extension can be reporting in real time what it's discovering while the meeting is going on and which projects it's adding to.
Oh, I see a YouTube link here on the live display.
What is that? I'm sorry.
If you see my screen share, you see on the live display of
Uh-huh.
I see a YouTube icon. It says the meeting's streaming live to YouTube. Click to copy and view the link.
Oh, did you join via Chrome, via Electron, or how did you do that?
Electron.
Okay, okay.
So let me
So, okay, so now what I need to do, Raphael, is we need to perfect the ability for people to raise bugs, right, for building better testing.
yeah.
So when they click on the test, you were working on that, and I wanted you to I wanted to make sure that that was surfaced in third-party artifacts. So can you show me how the existing testing runs today?
Existing. You sound with an echo.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's because I am on Better and on YouTube, and I'm watching you on YouTube. So I gotta stop looking at you on YouTube, and I'll just come back to that later.
Or maybe
Okay.
because you have, I think the echo's probably coming from the huddle.
Wait, let me turn the audio up so that I can hear you properly. My mixer. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I hung up huddle in Slack and now it's
okay,
okay.
great. Okay, so what I am looking to do is understand how you raise tickets in Better.
Paul has this thing. Let me go to it. This one, developer helper. If I encounter an error, I just type a brief description and he will get all the log files administrating. And that's it. And he knows, what's wrong with the system because the logs are included with this submission.
Yeah, I want to see how end users, so we're going to have thousands of testers who will be testing Better. And I want to see when they run into a problem with Better, how do they raise a ticket? And
Well,
I want
we
to
have,
perfect that.
yeah, we have the bug icon and then we have the start recording screen. And
Okay.
when we get those tickets, let me see, I got that live a couple days ago.
Let me tell you what I'm thinking of when I think of the workflow for this. So there's basically a new ticket card that is going to be created on the screen where it's going to be the entire user interface for triaging and making sure that the ticket you're submitting is going to be accurate. So in order to do that, you first capture the bug. You're building up the ticket artifact as a user pending status for it. You add whatever details you can to it, and then the AI agent checks the backlog of existing bugs and the like, and sees if it's related to any of these existing bugs. At any time, once you've submitted the bug, you can end the call and
You mean end the screen recording?
end the screen recording. But in order to earn points, in order to earn the points for as part of the 2027 points that are available in 2027, you need, on August 1st, you need to be able to demonstrate you've submitted something that's unique, that you've added value to the platform, and you've helped perfect the platform. So the ability for you to submit a bug, for you to be able to add the scale of what that bug is and how you add the value is going to be key. So a lot of perfecting I feel like the first focus should be on building the better angel for better testing, and that angel would be that function that could be called at any time, and also be triggered upon a failure in some function. So instead of having an error on the screen, you have you call the better tester angel, and it helps capture what is the problem. It sees if the problem that you've had has already been reported by someone else, or if it's original. And if it's been reported by somebody else, you can see the other content. If you think what you're submitting is still original, then you can submit it for review, and if it's accepted, then you would get the points necessary for you to move forward with that. What basically happens is that between now and the beginning of August 1st, 2027, the what's basically Better Day, which is the anniversary of the company, we are going to have a incentive that gives people points, so that they can earn percentages of the future profit sharing come out of the revenue from the memberships and the sales of Better. So Better's in an internal investment flow where the members will vote on what percentage of the revenue will be distributed amongst its members. And as people contribute their content to it and pay memberships into Better to become a part of the Better organization, they will also earn a percentage of the future income that will come through as cash and points. Initially, they'll be given more points and higher cash, but they can over time convert and not get so much cash, but still get points. So there'll be some trade-off for that value. But what I'm trying to get done is the workflow, and design that whole workflow for Better testers in a Better story for the Better testing, for the Better tester community. So we're going to have 70 different communities that we're setting up. Those are the spaces that basically will contain all the standards and the behaviors for all the templates and infrastructure and how that community works. And in terms of its potential quests, its needs, its value, and the like. Every year, each community will be given an allocation of cash and points that they can put up as quest prizes, and individuals can get endorsed by someone. So when you become a better member and you start to earn points, and you earn to a specific level based upon your conduct, behavior, contributions, and the like, you have the ability to nominate somebody else with that. If you're sponsored by a investor, then that investor gets that money, gets the membership. What the membership gives you is access to the assets, services, and functions of the Better City Rewards system. So the points that you earn will give you rewards for it. So
But
that,
wait a second, you just said something about an investor that you're sponsored by someone. Then the investor gets the rewards?
yes. So you would share. So when you
And the investor somehow pays the
pays the
worker?
person, right? So what happens is let's say somebody pays you, gives you and says, "I'm going to sponsor Rafael Davila." Why? Well, he's been with the company for 17 years. He has he's going to probably be one of the top contributors in the future, and therefore I am going to guarantee his his living wage. Um, then that person who guarantees your living wage would be able to receive the same sort of, would share in the benefits that you would normally get. So you could either do it yourself and say, I'm going to use my savings and I'm going to forego my salary for a year. Or you can say, I'm going to open myself up for investment. The trade-off is that when you open yourself up for investment, you're going to share in those rewards for that time period that you're opening yourself up for investment in. So you're basically getting a loan, and you're been given points so that you'll be able to get better health insurance, or live in a better city, or get travel, or get food, or get AI services, and any of the angels that are available to you, you're being given access to from Better. And so Better will either accept cash or points for you to get its services from there. And some things you can't have access to, because no matter how much cash or reputation or anything you have, because you didn't accomplish certain things. But if you've accomplished things and you've been able to become a great influencer, a great tester, a great whatever, Better wants to invest in you so that you can continue to perpetually improve the Better angel for being the best testing angel in the world, right? So that's basically how it works on the economy. So it's pretty simple in the fact that it's based off of a percentage of revenue. I will put together a proposed first draft of the payouts for 2027. I will participate like everyone else. I don't have any different. I'm giving 100% of the value of Better into this organization. The only thing that I am going to be managing and shepherding is the brand's name and reputation for it, until it reaches a point of critical mass where I can hand that off to the organization once I see that it's moving in the right direction. And I would, and so everything is based upon smart contracts. So you have a smart contract with Better, between Rafael and Better, and your contract is basically going to pay you that the amounts, is going to have codes of conduct, all those things, and that gives you the Better card that allows you to use it as a credit card to spend money. It will also have a passport ID in the back of it, and it will allow you to be your gateway into the world of better.
Right.
And
Back
so,
to the issue submission.
mhm.
Right now, the workflow, it's okay. I mean, we open the issue submission, we do the recording, we describe the problem, but I think what we need to have in the background is to collect the logs somehow. I don't think we do that.
Okay, so let's open up. Let's see how we would do that today. So let's add an issue to it of adding logs. So let's start something from within better. In other words, the only way to submit issues is to use one of the better clients, where it's the Electron web or mobile client, to submit your correction, idea, suggestion, whatever it happens to be.
Well, if
Obviously,
it's an idea, then we don't need logs submission.
no. It's the type of, so what happens, so stop recording or start and stop recording. Let's see the form that the card shows for you to fill out, that the board shows for the,
Yeah, I don't think I ever used the issue submission with an Electron app, so I don't know if this is working or
okay,
not.
let's see if it works. Okay, so now you're getting ready to explain what the issue is, and the issue is the problem with the card. So you're clicking on that. Should be a stop recording button up on top.
Yes, this is right here.
Okay,
Let me
so
max
click on it to stop it. Okay, so now it's building this card, and it's analyzing what is being spoken. So what should happen is that the transcription is actually taking place in real time. It shouldn't be sent off to be transcribed, and that should be in a more real-time function than sitting here waiting for the recording to be uploaded and transcribed.
And here's the other thing is because it wasn't listening to you, it was listening to me because it was using my microphone.
That's fine, yeah. But what I'm trying to do is get the design down for how this should function.
So we need to set up, okay.
So it should auto tag. So an issue should be an artifact that is tagged with the proper elements that are being analyzed. So you can either tag it manually, or you can tag it through the or the agent, the better tester angel will do that. So the better tester will either do it, or
yes, there should be an agent working here besides the suggested issues. I mean, tagging the title and tagging the type.
Right. And so this format of what you're seeing on the screen needs to be created using Paul's better board. So let's bring Paul into the call. So if you would add him in.
You created the call. Right now, I'm grayed out.
Able to add it?
You need to use the plus sign.
Can you?
No, because this dialogue is not permitting. I mean, to use the call dialogue.
Let me do that with Paul.
Use the plus sign, otherwise you'll make a separate call.
Okay. Yeah, so that whole thing of adding people to, let me make sure Ahmed knows that it needs to be done. Paul, are you there? Hey, Paul?
Yes.
Hey, man. Existing, I'm sorry. I'd like for Raphael to build the UI for the creation of tickets using the better boards functionality. Can he? When do you think he'll be able to create the board that will allow him to so he's going to in this better story, in this better text thing that's going to have, he's going to create the ticket submission workflow, and he's going to do that all using better and a better story, and that is going to create the better testing angel that will be establishing.
Okay, stop. You lost me from the get go. I don't. When you say building what with the better board function, I don't understand.
Okay, what you're seeing on the screen from Raphael now is essentially the way that we're able to create bugs and submit them. It's the bug submission, issue submission, design submission, idea submission dialogue. This dialogue, I would like for him to be able to use the dynamic boards to build this dialogue, which would submit.
The dynamic boards. The dynamic boards can't be used to make dialogues. It has to be on a page.
Yeah, okay, so it'll open up a page, right? It'll open up a page, and it will capture the issue of what's going on. So it will.
I would have to. There's a lot of. You have to go into a page, but the issue here is there's a lot of stuff I have to figure out that the issue submission uses to add to the SDK. So
Perfect. That's exactly what I want to do. So this would be a great example of how a user would test and complete the loop of the issue submission workflow by being able to test the issue submission workflow and the ability to describe the issue submission workflow in a better story. So yes, that would be a good test of how well our product works, because testing the product will be one of the primary functions, if not the most important function, that we're trying to get feedback on. So closing the loop of improving the testing process, the transcription process, the recording process, the labeling and issue detection process, and the ability to triage any existing bugs and so forth, and getting that workflow perfected would be a really good use of our time for our first dynamic boards to create.
Okay, I have to do a audit of what APIs the issue submission used to add this SDK.
Perfect. And so I have a question on the SDK, knowing that this will be an artifact that will be open and be saving that artifact to a board, that board being the issues that Raphael has submitted from Better. He's going to have a bug submission, idea submission project that is his personal project, and that project is going to contain everything, the history of everything that he's ever submitted, as well as tracking the artifact status that he has submitted in his projects.
That will be the submission board that I've been working on, Josh.
Yes, that's correct.
Submission.
Right, and that has to fit into some default project that should contain your, it should be your default project that basically has everything that is kind of extraneous to an actual project. So it contains all the bugs that you've submitted. It contains all the settings that you have, I think. So there's different chapters in that project that that describe everything that is important for Raphael to have, so that when you are submitting a bug, you are basically opening up the board that contains all of the submissions you've submitted so far with a new submission inside of it. But it opens up as and Paul has to figure out how this would work. It needs to open up as a pop-up dialog, because when a bug happens in the background, the actual error state of where you were, what issues you have, will be captured in the as soon as you start recording. And when you stop recording, then it should take you back to a dialogue, because you can watch the video, triage it, and decide, oh, I need to re-record it, or I need to do something. So I cannot not navigate away from the problem that I've had. I need to keep the dialogue on the screen. So I am.
I keep saying dialogue, but again, the SDK is only for the boards on the page. It can't be used for any other purpose. So if you want it to be a dialogue, the SDK isn't the correct approach for this. I'm going to keep saying it needs to be a board on the page, just so I'm the only thing I can do is to add methods for the boards that go on a page to be built. If you want a dialogue, just to be clear, the SDK does not help with it can't build a dialogue with the SDK.
Oh, I understand that.
Okay.
What I am suggesting is that you can render the page and the artifacts in. You can render the page as a pop-up window over the app. So
That will be outside the board for me.
It would
What?
be no.
That will be outside the board.
No. So you open up the page in a pop-up dialog. That page has only that board opened inside of it. So you're only seeing the board in the background in the dialog. And then that board is basically you're able to go back to that board and go. Anyways, I'll show you the UI, but essentially,
I know which. Okay, so if you want me to build, yes,
on YouTube Live, so we have the whole thing. Just to let you know.
Okay, that's fine.
Go ahead. What did you say?
No, it's fine. I'll build it. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, Ben. Bless you. You're awesome. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Okay, so we need the design of what this is going to look like, Raphael. I know that. So, can you show me what you said you were designing a bug tracking function?
Yeah, hold on. Let me fire up this virtual machine.
Is that because you use Windows? Oh yeah, you use.
Yes, I'm using Windows, and the only reason is I cannot run the dev server, the backend here. It does not like it at all. Let me stop sharing the screen because I need to move to cancel this. Okay. Need to fire up the system. Client. Takes a little bit the first time. I don't know why.
Okay.
And maybe because it's still running stuff in the background. Let's see what it is doing. Yeah. Let's see my CPU usage. Okay. It's not in this space. In this way. 2.0. So this is the ticketing board that has two views, like I show you. It has the Kanban view, and you can switch it to a list view.
Okay. So is this a new board?
It's a new board type. Yes.
This is compiled inside of Better.
I added a new style board in Better.
In Better, but you had
yeah.
the source code and you didn't use the dynamic boards yet.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
And I also kind of sign it by assignee.
Yeah, so you need to use the story. So in the future, you'll use a storyboard.
Yeah. It also has the filters that Hussam designed. So you can filter out by the issues. You can move the columns around. You can drag
Can
the
you tell me
columns
how you
around.
can move the columns around and all of those things?
Oh, for example, the ready for testing. If I want to move it, I mean, to pass design deliver, I just drag the column, and all the tickets get dragged to it. And obviously, this is not the order. I mean, design delivery should be the last step.
Got it. So what we're going to do is we're no longer going to be using the artifacts that we have hard coded in here, but we're going to be designing new artifacts that will be standardized inside of the inside of the better testing community.
Yeah, the artifacts will be a ticket. It's just a ticket.
Expand that. Let me see what the old artifacts look like.
Yeah, it has the assigned state. I mean, the priority.
Okay.
The description. This is an import from Jira, by the way. I also had if you create a new board, let me go. I didn't know what icon to use. I used this icon, add a ticketing board. Basically, you have two options to start adding columns from scratch or just import from a CSV.
Yeah, so what we want in a ticketing board is, so let's talk about this functionality that happens. So let's go back to third-party integration for just a second. So go to the beginning of go to settings in the project to the left. Okay, and now click on third-party integration. Okay, so what should be happening is that this project is already linked to Jira, and
the project is
right. So if you're creating a ticketing board over here, you need to say that the source of it is Jira tickets. So I would have put a favicon in front of the word ticketing board to describe the fact that it is in Jira. When you hover over that icon, it would give you the Jira project space and project name, so you know that you're connected to that Jira project, versus you're storing this inside of the knowledge graph in the Better backend as an artifact.
I think we have this in artifact and in gridboard artifact grids. We have this icon, this Jira Cloud for Better Meetings.
Right. That's all that needs to all change, so that when you're so what we're going to be doing is you're creating a if you're creating a project, right? And you say, I want to create a software project it's going to lay out all of the chapters for that project, including a page or boards or artifacts, depending on what template you chose, that will have all of the bugs that exist in the product. If you decide what you need to do is store those bugs inside of Jira, because many of the people in your company already use Jira as its repository, then when you create that project, you're going to probably be asked by the template to ensure that the connection to the right Jira instance and the right Jira project is been established, so that you know that anytime you do anything with bugs and bug tickets throughout this project, it's going to be saved as a Jira bug in Jira backend, and it will be rendered inside of Better's stories. It will be manipulated through Better's agent, but the repository for where that data is stored is in the back end of Better of Jira, excuse me, to put that in. Does that make sense?
Well, we're just using Jira, I mean, as a placeholder for the tickets. I mean, but Better can read the tickets from Better.
Yeah, exactly. So what I was just describing is that way that any integration would happen is most likely when you ask to start a new project from one of the templates that might be there. Oh, I want to start a new software project, or I want to test something, or I want to wherever I want to get that thing started from. It's going to be pulling a template that's going to call multiple types of artifacts. Those artifacts and boards will trigger specific angel skills that will have your angel working towards testing, or working towards ideation, or working towards a specific area, and it will standardize the workflow so that as people use that functionality, they'll be able to tune the prompts and attune the workflow and the UI and the UX and everything that it takes to collaborate, meet, and converse on a feature. They're going to do that through crowdsourcing, and that will produce a much faster way to build and perfect the better tester agents. So you know that when you have a project, and if it's a piece of software, you've got the better designer, and you have designers that are contributing to the quests around better design. You have the better tester doing that. You have the better project managers who are helping with that. So what we're essentially doing is every time you create a project, you are and you're customizing a board and doing it. It may be a board that would be recommended that already exists, or if you decide to create a new board with new functionality, you run the risk of not being able to hit critical mass of adoption because it's not good enough for there. So you're incented to use existing boards or suggest improvements for those boards, and you're constantly perfecting the workflow of building a software feature out. So that what we're hoping to achieve is you ask your better angel to create a CRM application for you or something. It asks you a bunch of questions, and it builds the story that allows you to collaborate with other people and placeholders. And almost in real time, it's also building the app so that the group that's meeting on these features are talking about the polling that is going to happen on that product. Essentially, what they're doing is they're actually modifying the storyboards that will result in three things. It will result in the application running. It will result in the training for the product, because it will be all documented there, and your agent can take you through the story and tell you about that. And it will also include the test plans, so that if the people or the agents feel like they need humans to go off and test it versus an automated test, then it will also be embodied into the project that.
Yeah. A test plan needs another type of fields. I mean, because as I've been going through the artifact fields, we don't have as many. When I was doing my first export of Jira into this new board, Jira has 377 fields of data in just one ticket.
Right, and that's totally unnecessary.
Well, it's because it has a lot of stuff that you may never use in your life,
Right, it's
but
basically
eventually you may use it.
right. It was developed by customers who have put requests into Atlassian over time to build out specific features, and that got embedded into the product. And
Maybe
got
there's a
created
smarter
that.
way, I mean, to have more fields without having that actual number of fields. I
Well,
don't know.
that's the whole purpose of having these communities, is to isolate down to what are the important fields that we need to store. In other words, the fact that there aren't standards for how to be able to decide upon what exactly goes into the triage of a ticket, how it relates to another ticket, whether it is a new idea, it's a UX change, all those functions would be something that the better uh, testing agent will eventually extract the least common denominator that would apply to, let's say, 99% of projects, and that's what would be in the code, and it would be standardized, so that when everyone is going through triaging or is being asked questions like, here are some test plans, here's some functions, and so forth, when there's updates to the artifacts, it is very standardized as to how they're responding. And what AI has done is it's gotten rid of much of these separate fields, because it understands the context of the problem and the submath that relate the threads of equations that help figure out what's going on. So you don't need as many fields. Yes, you could just have one big description field and have AI figure it out. But the problem with that is that there's a balance. You need a certain number of deterministic fields in order to extract the behaviors that humans can contribute to make sure that it's as efficient and not extraneous. So you want to have enough fields in a ticket so that it plays this balance between having AI help you understand it, you get to the proper tagging of that item, which prevents the hallucinations, because you're participating in teaching the AI system how not to miscategorize something and what's important. But you're doing that because you're limiting the number of fields and you're
Yeah.
standardizing backend data.
And a ticketing board should not only be related for bugs or issues. I mean, it could be a service ticket. It could be a change ticket. I mean, and that's what we used to do a lot with IBM. We used to do a lot of change tickets. They're not issues where just someone is changing something on the software or someone is changing something on the hardware. There has to be a record of that too.
Right. So the answer is
They require different fields.
yeah, but and that's why you have these different communities that establish the standards for what better help desk and better testing are two different roles and two different job responsibilities in today's world. So in order to build the people up to have this augmented skill of being a better help desk agent or help desk manager, they will be contributing to the designs of those artifacts, those tickets, for how that works. It also means that there'll need to be mutual agreements between the the testers and the help desk ticket and the developers and the UX designers and the project managers and everybody else to say, does this ticket useful for you given all of its fields? And it could have, like 6 or 7 fields in the entire that everything, because you have standards for how you label things and what those labels mean and how the different individuals react to those labels. So once you standardize something, and you use AI to distill the least common denominator, then you're able to reduce a lot of the churn and the confusion that exists in today's non-standard world.
All right. Do you want me to send a merge request to Paul Miller about this new type of board, or you just want to keep it on my dev environment?
No. You need to convert this to a dynamic board. This needs to be
no,
able.
That's a different.
Yeah, you need to convert this. Yeah, as soon as possible, Raphael. You need to be able to convert what you did here into a story that describes how this board will work.
Yes,
So,
I did ask Claude to give me the prompt of all the stuff that I created, even after fixing all the stuff.
so now those prompts,
created from scratch.
right? Those. So remember that there's several tiers to building content inside of Better. So you have the prompts that describe the design of how that a board or form or dialogue will operate. So that's true for artifacts, boards, and agents, and how they actually flow. And that description of how that is done is stored inside of Better. It initially will probably be just a big text field that describes the prompt that does it, but over time we will standardize on the designs that actually make it very easy for you and your agent to redesign a board so that it meets your specifications and that it stores that data in the right specifications so that you can contribute that to the community that you're trying to improve.
Okay.
All right, my friend. So yes, build a dynamic board, and I think that would.
Once Paul gets the SDK ready, I'll go with this prompt.
Okay, and by the way, this is the first time I'm using YouTube Live, and I am, it's kind of unscripted content. So this is a great way to get people to come in and join and contribute to Better. So I'm going to be using this format for running my meetings and basically publicizing what we're doing on there and getting it done. I think that's the best way to make people aware of this better revolution, this new better world, these better cities, and all that stuff. So I think it'll be good. And we just need to figure out how to do this same thing, not just on YouTube, but and a YouTube channel, but also on other platforms. But it's all doing it live. Thank you, sir. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.